Hello, hello, and welcome to the Icons of Real Estate YouTube channel. With me today, our special guest is Kathy Byrnes. She's a waterfront specialist realtor with Lepage Johnson Realty Group and has been in real estate since 2005. And the surprising thing is that Kelly started out when she was 55 in a new state, in a new industry, and still managed to reach financial freedom. So Kathy is now thriving with eXp Realty, and we invited her on the channel to tell her experience with Remax. So welcome to the channel, Kathy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love the opportunity.
Well, it's opportunity number 2, right, Kathy? As you were also a guest on our famous Icons of Real Estate podcast. If you haven't checked Kathy's episode, please make sure you do. And yeah, I'm very interested to know more about your experience at Remax. So let's start. Let's do first things first, right? So how did you get to join Remax in the first place, Kathy?
Well, I was working at I started my career with Coldwell Banker, and I was doing fine there, but I didn't feel like I was getting much training. And again, I was brand new to the area as well. I didn't know anybody in the state except a few people, and I thought I'd heard about Remax, and I'd heard that the best of the best go to Remax. So I said, well, I want to surround myself with the best. And so I moved over there, and it was a great experience for me during the 7 years or so that I was there. So it leveled me up, and I was grateful for it.
Nice. Awesome. And now, so we can understand, a bit more. What was your expectations, Matt, when you arrive at Remax? As you were thinking, it was kind of the room of the champions. So how was your first months there?
It was great. What I noticed in all the companies that I've been with, except eXp, is that all the producers keep their secrets held tight to their chest. They don't like to give up what their secrets are, because you're basically their competition in their eyes. So the owner of that particular franchise offered to do a class on expireds for the agents in there, because that was around 2008, I believe, and the market was tough. There were a lot of expireds, but there was opportunity there. These people still wanted to sell their home. And so she gave a class, and she was tough as nails, scared the daylights out of me. And there was a couple other agents in the class, not a lot. And one of the things she said is, you got to go door knock. And I didn't mean to say it out loud, but I said, "Ooh, I don't think I could do that," because she intimidated me. I thought she might knock me down verbally. And this other gal said, "Yeah, I can do that." So the owner, her name was Laura, she put us together, and she goes, "You two go together," which was great. And it just turned out to be incredible. And we ended up becoming business partners.
Nice. And so I thought you either become either enemies or best friends. So I'm glad it turned out to be on the good path.
Yeah, it was great. And we were partners for about 7 years, the whole time we were there at Remax, and we built a great business together. And Remax also, during that time frame, Dave Liniger, the owner of the founder and owner of Remax, their short sales were happening, and he was really in the forefront there. He said, "I want my agents to all become certified as short sale specialists." And he worked out some arrangement with Bank of America, and we did, and that was brilliant. And we worked a lot of short sales during that period, so that people didn't have to claim bankruptcy or go into foreclosure. So we saved a lot of people. So he was really in the forefront in that whole thing, and I was glad to be at Remax for that period of time.
Nice. Would you say that I know that you were not at the start of your career there, as you are already with Coldwell Banker, but would you say Remax is a good place to start for new agents, or if you can make the comparison with a brokerage like eXp, will that be better, and why?
Well, the market was very different then. There's a lot of individual agents. For me personally, if I think if you're a new agent, you need to join a team, and you need to join a team that's going to be able to really mentor you through. My personal favorite, I am in love with eXp, is because, but I would still join a team if I came to eXp. I would really recommend a new agent to do that. I think you need that, that relationship, that guidance and all that. Now, eXp does have mentorship programs and they're great. But I still believe that a new agent needs day-to-day, because the mentorship program is not, it's not that hands-on where it's day-to-day to day-to-day. And being on a team, you really connect. You're really being guided all the way. You're given some leads. Ideally, you're paying a bigger split, so your commission is less. But the way I teach these agents is, this is like going to college. You get on a team and they're going to teach you things and you flourish. And the beauty about eXp, if you're the team that's bringing them on, and let's say now they flourish and they go start their own thing, they're still a part of your organization with eXp. They're still part of your revenue share. Whereas any other boutique or individual brokerage or franchise, they leave, well, they just invested all that into that person and now they're gone. So that's the biggest reason for eXp, why that makes sense.
Yeah. And even, but I do agree with you in terms of, you know, it doesn't matter how much real estate coaching and mentorship you have at any brokerage. I think you always need some sort of accountability to keep you on check, you know, every single day. And that sometimes it can depend on the brokerage, but usually depend on yourself and with the team that you join as well, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And you were mentioning the commission split that might be different if you join a team here and there, or if you have a mentor. How does the Remax commission split compare to the eXp commission split?
Well, I'll tell you, we started out, I think at Remax I was a 70-30 split, but it's still a franchise. So you're paying franchise fees, then you're paying rent for your office in there, and then you're paying for your copies, all kinds of things that you're paying for. So you're like an independent agent who's in an office, in a sense, from the expense of it, and you're paying a lot. And it was ultimately the reason that my partner and I decided that Remax was not going to be for us anymore, because we were paying so much out. And we felt that we had built our business. We had matured. We had gotten all we could get from Remax, and we needed to find something different. And so we ultimately did leave because of that. And I think that's what happens to a lot of teams that are individuals that are building a business. They look at what am I getting here? And suddenly you're not getting what you're given.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're happy. What's your commission split right now?
So I am on the Lepage Johnson team. So I have a split with my team. And one of the things that and we're also a mega team. So the beauty that I love about eXp is it's incredibly transparent. So they have a $16,000 cap with an 80-20 split for all agents. However, if you have a team, like let's say I had a team, I would pay the 16 and my team members would have a half cap, 8,000. A mega team has to do a certain number of millions of dollars to be able to be eligible for that. The owners of that team still do the $16,000 cap, but the team members like myself are only at 4. Now that's the same thing across the whole country in the United States. It may be different in different countries because of different money and formulas, but that's how it is in the United States. You go to a Remax, a Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams, they all have different splits. They all have the same franchise fee, but nothing's consistent. And I'll tell you one thing that really disheartened me was that I saw that different people had different breaks depending on what they did there, but it was all hush hush. And if you go to leave these different companies, I've seen it firsthand, they'll offer you the moon, like they'll give you free space, you know, you don't have to charge your rent, they'll knock down your cap so that it's not so much of a heavy hit. But there's a price for all that. And some of these companies are paying agents to come there. Well, there's a cost, there's a hook. And because a lot of agents will leave because they're being enticed with something else. And that's not how it is at eXp. It's very clear cut, very transparent, and it's also publicly traded, so it needs to be, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny when agents try to leave another brokerage and the broker starts to negotiate with them. My first thought is that it's the same thing they do at TV cables. I don't know if you ever complain with
Yes,
your TV cable provider.
right.
Usually how it works, so, oh, I'm not happy with this, I want to cancel my subscription. And I was like, no, sir, I will give you 10 more channels for free and I'll send you an iPhone. So it's
Yeah,
I think that's the most accurate comparison we can do.
it is. And I find a lack of integrity in it, because why didn't you let me have that before? That ticks me off. You know,
Exactly.
if you're doing
Yeah.
that for me right now,
And
what have you done with all the other agents in here? And I've been paying the higher number and somebody else has got a better break, and maybe I'm even a better producer. There's not integrity within that.
yeah, and yeah, very much inconsistent as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, another factor is surely that Remax is a brick and mortar and has regional offices, right? Versus the now eXp's cloud-based brokerage. Can you tell us a bit more about this and why it influenced you to leave Remax?
Well, again, I left Remax. I went to a small franchise. I was at KW for a bit, and then I came to eXp, but it's the same thing. You're paying for your space, which I understand. They're paying for it. They're trying to diversify their costs. I'm not knocking that. I'm just paying attention to what's more effective. And also it's the old model where people went into the office and that's how they worked. And you went behind your closed doors and you basically figured out your whole plan business, and people did not collaborate, even though they were in a space like that. COVID kind of opened up everybody's eyes that they could work from home and that it was doable. And we were already set there before COVID hit. So we were in position with all our setups of all our managers, our training was all in the cloud. And these other companies, they were scrambling of how do they support their agents when we were already there. So it's really apples and oranges now to try and compare, because we're so far ahead of the other companies as far as the tech, the metaverse, it's just night and day. It's really dated style of doing business if you're a brick and mortar, and it's not as efficient. It's costly. I believe that a lot of these firms, whether it's Remax, KW, Coldwell Banker, any of them that have the brick and mortar, they're going to be in trouble. Their costs are too high.
And one thing, of course, the cost is something that it's a no-brainer to discuss. But when it comes to the remote work environment, some might battle that it can open some space to isolation, right? And especially people that they need that human-to-human contact to actually feel motivated. Did you ever feel isolated due to this remote work environment that eXp Realty offered you?
Well, I'm an extrovert, so I like being around people. But the beauty of the metaverse with eXp is I may not see you in person, but it's not much different than a Zoom. I mean, you're in there, you're talking, you've got all these people that you're learning from if you're in training in there. And Zoom kind of made it connected. So I find that I'm far more efficient working from my home, even though my dogs may drive me a little crazy, than being in the office. Because when I'm in the office, people are chit-chatting and pulling me here and pulling me there. I'm much more effective at home. And I think a lot of agents are. Now, some may struggle with that, but you can meet in a coffee shop. You can connect. The truth is, it's your business. You just got to figure it out. And it isn't going to be for everybody. Some people just have to be around people.
Yeah, and even the remote work environment is something that it's offered, but it's kind of up to you to if you want to have an office, you can have an office, but you will be on your own expense, right?
Yes. And our team actually does have an office, a large office. And the funny thing is, well, but prior to COVID, we did a lot of trainings in there where we invited agents non-EXP and EXP and just did trainings. On a regular basis, we'd get 40, 50 people in that office. But the agents rarely come in to use it. I have a desk there. I even have a computer there. But I only go in when the cleaning ladies come into my house. I need to be out of the house. But otherwise, I'm rarely there. And so, you know, the office manager's there, and our transaction coordinator is there, and Craig Lepage is there, the one of the owners of the team. So that's about it.
Yeah, nice. And yeah, when it comes to resources, you know, technical and marketing support, what are some of the differences that you've came across from between Remax and eXp Realty? Because I know eXp offers a bunch of tools. I don't even know all of them by heart. How was the situation at Remax?
I'm sure it's improved to a degree because I was there 7 years ago. But the truth is, you know, because technology's improved, and I know I have agents that I work with that are at Coldwell Banker, and they love it. They rave about the tech there, and I'm sure that it's leveled up. But the reality is, I don't believe anybody can catch up with eXp. And when they just announced Luna, that new AI thing, I freaking loved it. And what Glenn Sanford said, you know, we're just going to utilize the daylights out of it. He was a little more colorful with AI. I'm an AI fan myself. I just feel like it's such a tool for not only realtors to use, but it's going to change our world. You better jump in. And I love it that eXp is heavily involved with that. So the difference of technology that I saw from Coldwell Banker to Remax back even when I was there, I saw very little in the tech and the training. I just got individual training by the office owner at Remax. That's what helped me. And she poured more into me because I was looking for it. And that's, she wanted her agents to flourish, which is great. And you hope that more people do, but she was an owner. Not all owners are even in those franchise offices.
Yeah. And yeah, when you came to Calrooms and eXp, the situation was a little bit different from Coldwell and Remax, right?
Yes. And I was only at KW for a short period of time, about 8 months, I think. So they had a whole different language they talked there. They had different people with all these different roles. They had regular training there, but I noticed that the people that were doing the classes weren't necessarily top income producers there. They were just people who had said, yeah, I'll teach a class on that. And I thought that was interesting. Whereas at eXp, it's like these are the icons of the company that's part of their requirement with their icon status that they teach. And I think that's incredible because we're getting the top quality of the top quality, teaching all these agents that are hungry to learn. Tell me all the secrets, you know, so I can figure out which one I want to run down that path, because there's so much here. It's a fire hose of opportunity.
It's a fire hose of opportunity. I like that. Don't get wet, or get wet in this case. So yeah, to summarize, Kathy, you know, people watching this video, it may be someone that there's considering a move between Remax and eXp Realty, and it's always a major decision to choose which brokerage. So what are some final thoughts that you would give to someone, you know, kind of in the middle of that decision?
I'm so biased toward eXp because I've got, well, how about health insurance? Because I can't tell you the number of agents that don't have health insurance or have the bare minimum. And the fact that they can get quality health insurance at a reduced price here, that's a big issue for a lot of people. If they're in my age group, or like at 40 on up, where they're trying to come over and they're a second career or third career, and they're saying that's their big worry, that's just one little thing. The fact that they can take that savings aside, 5% of their commission, and have it go buy stock at a 10% discount, and it's liquid, so that if they needed it for emergency, they've got some cash. Now, there's no guarantees that it'll go up or down because it's publicly traded. You don't know. But the fact that you have an opportunity to save, most agents don't save much money. So here is health insurance and savings right off the bat. The fact that they do their first transaction, they are awarded. They just now became an owner in the company from an award, not that 5%, they're awarded it. So you start to build up a financial security that's unmatched just in that alone. And then the fact that you've got 85 plus hours of training on all different subjects, from marketing to how to do all kinds of things, open houses, you name it, it's there, that they can go have access to 24/7. And the fact that all these leaders just want to pour into them. And I know you're not getting that at Coldwell Banker, Remax, KW. There isn't another firm out there that can offer those things. And that's part of the difference. It's created such a financial freedom for me. This is my 6 years. In this month, I'm celebrating my 6-year anniversary. I have traveled to Hawaii. I went to an event for eXp that an agent put on. Cabo, that same agent put another event on. I went there. I've been to Italy for fun. I just got back from Montana for a mastermind that was fun and work. And I mean, I've been able to create a life of financial freedom, and I'm not a top producer. I mean, I'm around the 14 million mark. So to be able to do those kinds of things in my life and have this kind of freedom and flexibility, and to build an organization, or my personal organization, I'm in 10 states in one country, and to help nourish them, it's empowering, and I love it. I just love it. It's a game changer.
Amazing. Thank you for your enthusiasm. It's certainly been noticeable how biased you are with your love of eXp Realty. But thank you for your testimonial, for someone that has been through both Remax and eXp Realty. And yeah, guys, if you haven't checked the Icons of Real Estate episode with Kathy, make sure you do. I'm not so sure what the number is. If I have to guess, it would be 50 something. We are already on 400 episodes recorded. So wow. Kathy was one of the base episodes that launched us up. And yeah, I appreciate you, Kathy, coming along here as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it too.
Thank you.